visitors, and especially our city officials, our city mayor, the Honorable Nicolas Yulo, the members of our Sangguniang Panungsod here present, the chairman of our Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction, the Honorable John Somsio, the Honorable Victor Michael Villana, the Honorable Cleo Gaudite, the Honorable Joseph Colmenares, and we are glad and pleased again to have with us the Regional Director of the OCD, or the Office of the Civil Defense, Director Roberto Roa Nunez. Welcome back, Director. We also have the Regional Director of the NTC, Director Nestor Monroy, and staff. We also have the NSED evaluators of the nationwide simultaneous earthquake drill evaluators. Welcome to our humble city. And to the members of the CDRRM of the City of Bago, headed by our very efficient DRMO, Doc Mary Jean. And I'm very happy to note that the members of my former Powerpuff Girls are present. So it's been a while, so you're no longer the Powerpuff Girls, you're already the Mayor's Charlie's Angels. Okay, ngayong hapon sa inyong tanan. So I would like to thank the OCD for choosing the City of Bago to be this third quarter host or the venue for the simultaneous nationwide earthquake drill being again simultaneously held all over the country. And I was informed earlier that the first quarter earthquake drill was held in Iloilo, followed suit by the province or Pomotlan. And now City of Bago, and we're very happy to note and to see very familiar faces who are always, people are always with us during the many series or the conduct of trainings and seminars regarding preparedness for whatever eventuality related to our city risk reduction and management programs. And this being the simulation of the earthquake drill, this is the third time and among employees will be subjected to the earthquake drill. And this is just but a prelude, and also for a better understanding of what will one do in case an earthquake really of a greater magnitude will or might hit our city. So bear in mind that what we are practicing in our regular drills is just if it will occur when we are in our workplace. But what will happen if we are elsewhere? What will happen if we are maybe in our homes? What will happen if we are outside of our homes? What will happen if we are far away from our family members? No? So this understanding of the many things to do for not only for prevention, because this is just but a drill. This is just but giving us knowledge of what to do, and in times of hoping that it will not happen, we are already well aware of the basic things to do, and it's stated in our tarp there, no? Duck, cover, and to hold. Mula na nga ito na basic na insindiyo, no? So this is a very good opportunity for our city employees, and hoping that our CDRRM will also bring this down to the level of the schools and to the community as well. So let us be this third quarter earthquake, simultaneous earthquake drill be very important point in the lives of the very Bagonons, which you are sworn to inform, to educate, to protect, that they will be subjected to so many trainings, no? Hoping hindi lang ini sa gobyerno, but to all the members of our populace na medyo tayo kita na idea, because right now mamatik ka lang sa radyo, you watch the TV, Typhoon Hana is just but leaving the country. There's another low pressure area, another typhoon which is threatening the southern portion of Asia, and it's still not within the parameters of the area of responsibility of the Philippines, but still being considered as a threat, and that is also due to the fact that we recently just had an El Nino, very hot weather, and kung gainit nga nagainit ang lawod, this is the effect. This is the effect sometimes of a very long and dry spell to be followed by so many sobra naman nga hangin kag tubig, no? I'd also like to acknowledge the Honorable Ruben Balboa, our new city councilor, for being with us. So to all our visitors, no, on behalf of the City of Bago, on behalf of the Mayor, welcome again, and let this be a very nice learning experience to the members of our CDRRM and also to our employees, and especially to the people of Bago. Welcome and good afternoon.
At this point, may I request the City Mayor, Honorable Nicolas M. Yulo, to give his message. A round of applause.
To the Indiana message. The Honorable Vice Mayor Monet Torres, together with his Sangguniang Panglungsod members, our Regional Director for OCD, Sir Jose Roberto Nunez and staff, also the Regional Director of the NTC, Nestor Monroy, and of course, members of the NSED evaluators, our friends in the national agencies, department heads, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, let me thank our two regional directors for choosing Bago above all LGUs who are simultaneously conducting their emergency earthquake drill. It tells me that you are valuing the hard work of our city and the Disaster Risk Reduction Management Council, of course headed by Doc Jen here, and for that I thank you again. A lot of things may happen in a disaster. So a drill and practice, of course, goes a long way, because the learnings that we get from this drill, the information that we acquire, and the knowledge too that we acquire from this may go a long way in preventing loss of lives and injury to our people. There's a saying in sports, the mantra of any sports activity is always practice makes perfect. And on this occasion, I feel that this is appropriate too, that we conduct drills, maybe not only for earthquake drills, but other disasters, because when our knowledge and our information is wired into our brains, then the thing to do when disaster strikes is that your subconscious becomes your consciousness. And that is what we hope will happen when we continue this drill, so that it will be second nature to us. I believe other countries are doing that. I understand Japan, Cuba, I think Mexico also have advanced practices in disaster drills, especially earthquake in the case of Japan, because like us, we are in the ring of fire, and volcanoes abound, and also land faults are seen everywhere, and that may be the cause of the earthquake. And so this afternoon, of course, I encourage everyone to take this seriously, take the drill seriously. Don't feel silly that you will duck and hold on to, because that drill is very important when the big one happens. No, we of course pray that this will not happen in our lifetime, but the possibility of it happening is a reality. And so each one should take their roles and responsibilities seriously. That's why I asked after this program, we should all go back to our offices. Kaya muna ng scenario, that's the real scenario. Hindi man pwede man abin na nag-program kita din and the earthquake strikes, but most often we are situated in our offices, so that can be a real scenario for us. So again, I thank each one for participating here, especially our national provincial offices in coming here and observing the capacity of our city to respond to earthquakes. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Mayor Yulo. At this point, may I request Director Roberto R. Nunez, our Regional Director for the Office of the Civil Defense 6, Chairperson also of the RDRMC, to give his message.
Of course, to Mayor Nicolas M. Yulo, sir. To the City Councilors of Bago, headed by Vice Mayor Ramon Torres, sir. Of course, to our Bago City DRM, led by Doc Jen. Regional evaluators who are present here, responders and other stakeholders. Good afternoon po sa lahat. The Office of Civil Defense in Western Visayas would like to express our sincerest gratitude to the City of Bago, led by, of course, the Mayor Nicolas Yulo, and Mayor Ramon Torres, Vice Mayor Ramon Torres, for accepting the challenges to host this year's third quarter National Simultaneous Earthquake Drill as the regional pilot area. Before I go on, I just want to share something upang harapin in Guimaras and Iloilo. Palagi mo na lang sinasabi na what if? Palagi tayo, we're always quoting ourselves na what if dito nangyari. Tapos yung earthquake, yun ang nangyari. You know? So dapat tayo palaging handa. That's why we're giving up everything. We're giving up more trainings to other stakeholders, to private entities, not only for the national government, but for the local government. But of course, we're addressing it to everybody in the community. Kasi iba yung situation nangyari sa Guimaras and Iloilo. May squall, you know. Pero ang importante doon kasi yung how proactive, how prepared po tayo in times of response. So, kaya we're doing the drills, not only the drills for this earthquake, but we also have to consider yung other disasters na mangyayari. Of course, sa ating mga partners, no, we appreciate all of your support, especially our partners from the different government line agencies, the private sector. Of course, the responders, no, the players, actors, employees, and students, residents, media, and the entire working force who assured that we showcase the best of Bago City on disaster response. Through the conduct of this drill, we are empowering our people not to be victims of disasters, but rather resilient survivors. OCD6 assures that we will relentlessly drive or try to achieve our goal of making our country resilient against disasters. Again, madamo gid na salamat sa lahat.
On your toes, everyone, as we count down
Good afternoon, Council members. I am now placing the entire Baco City Red Alert status due to the intensity 8 earthquake we have experienced. We shall be activating our contingency plan for ground shaking to be used for our response efforts. We will be activating our Emergency Operations Center and assign our LERRMO as the EOC manager. All response clusters shall be on board and must report to the EOC to ensure an effective response activity. I designate Fire Senior Inspector Bensi Jojo Aldiger to be the Incident Commander of Baco City Incident Management Team. You are hereby directed to prioritize search and rescue, evacuation, and medical assistance. Likewise, we also have to restore power, communication, and water as soon as possible. It is also I also direct the establishment of the clearing cluster to be headed by Engineer Jonel Labadia to focus on the roads and bridges as well as inspection of structural integrity of all government facilities. Dr. Ortizo, you have to ensure timely submission of a situational report and disseminate actionable information to the public. You are directed to establish the extent of the damage to the rapid damage assessment and needs analysis team to enable this task. This is the exact moment to show Bago City cares. Thank you for coming, and I will see you at the Emergency Operations Center.
Yes, EOC.
EOC, go ahead. This is THO.
Okay, how's my signal strength there sa imong location, sir?
Sir, now this is the
Roger, copy that. Likewise, sir, ang kagarating ko sa Palacanes. Okay, next station, ang station sa DIP, dira sa my division office.
Erne Cordero, edad 26, sa Lagasan, Yakude. Ang kapat niya,
DPWS, go ahead, this is EOC.
okay, ako si Seriasis sa control. Kanan, sige! Okay! 1, 2, 3! Sige, sige, sige. Sapa. River 1, ready!
Ready!
River 1, ready! Runners, ready! Count of 6, nauta! 1, 2, 3! Okay, River, go mag-picture.
management of the victim, and then you are ordered by order to assist them. Okay? So, sir, in charge.
Okay, standby. Standby lang. Go,
Wala na dito sa tape niya. Okay, pakataan. Tatlo. 1, 2, 3. Okay, butang tatlo ma. Tatlo. 1, 2, 3. Go. Relax lang sa motor. Relax.
Ito, Mike.
Ay,
Kaya, pre. Mike, sa bulit mo. Dala, pre. Sige, pre. Sulot ko. Hindi ko kasulot kaya. Yung isang robot. Robot. Logo pangkit ya.
Okay.